Hello everybody. In this video, we will discuss about vendor managed inventory. So a vendor managed inventory is a supply chain management practice where the inventory is monitored and replenished by the vendor at the customer's location. So here the manufacturer does not take the responsibility of the inventory, but the vendor does. Why is vendor managed inventory important? Efficiently managing the inventory ensures that the good is available to the customers at all the point. So we may not be excessive on our inventory, rather we may not lack inventory too. So a proper inventory management helps us have a balance between the demand and supply. Key concepts in vendor managed inventory are collaborative partnership. Collaborative partnership refers to the relationship between the different partners in the supply chain based on trust, transparency, and shared objective. The vendor and the customer have to have a collaborative relationship, especially because the vendor should know the customer's need, the customer should know the availability of the vendor for the VMI system to be effective. The second is inventory ownership. Though the vendor manages the inventory, the ownership of the product remains with the vendor till the goods are consumed. So, till the consumer either makes use of the good or sells it to another customer, the ownership lies with the vendor here. So, the vendor is fully responsible for the VMI system. Data sharing and visibility. VMI relies on real-time data sharing. So, there's always accurate demand forecasting happening and accurate replenishment of inventory. As and when like one product goes out of the inventory, the other comes in to fill its place. That is how VMI works. Some of the performance metrics in VMI are fill rates, inventory turns, stockouts, etc. Fill rate refers to the rate at which the inventory gets filled. What is the turnover within it? How much goes out, how much comes in, and what is the stockout ratio that is there in inventory? These are all some of the KPIs in VMI. The benefits of VMI. First is reduced inventory cost, because when the vendor manages the inventory, there is no possibility of having an excessive inventory, plus there's a very less carrying cost involved, so that the working capital is saved more, plus there is increased cash flow happening in the system. Improved forecast accuracy. Vendor being the direct interactor with the consumer, the vendor would be able to give us more accurate demand. Like the vendor would give us a more accurate picture of what the customer wants. Uh, the vendor management inventory overall enhances the efficiency of supply chain process, because there's a streamlining of replenishment, thereby reducing the lead time, which in turn improves the overall efficacy of the process. A vendor managed inventory being a direct relationship between the vendor and the customer, there's better customer service happening here, because the product is being available to the customer at a faster rate than the regular inventory practices. So again, implementing vendor management also has its own steps. The first is we have to assess the current inventory management practice that is happening in our organization. We have to identify the pain points that are here, and we have to make sure that the VMI that we are going to adopt would address these pain points. The second is vendor selection. Once we've decided that our inventory is going to be managed by the vendor, we have to select who our vendor is. This selection will happen based on the capability, reliability, and willingness of the vendor to collaborate with us and to carry over the inventory process. The third is data integration. There has to be seamless data exchange between the vendor and consumer happening there. There has to be visibility and accuracy of the information shared. Like any other change that is happening in the organization, even vendor management inventory has to go in for a pilot program to ensure feasibility, better performance, and we have to make all the necessary adjustments before rolling it out full scale to the organization. The last but not the least would be continuous improvement. We have to make sure that the vendor management inventory performance is continuously improving. We have to solicit the feedback from stakeholders. We have to take the feedback from stakeholders very bit seriously, and we have to make sure that we utilize all the opportunities for refinement and optimization. The challenges that come with vendor managed inventory are data accuracy and integration. To make sure that the data that is exchanged is accurate is a question. So here we may make use of data governance protocols. We may conduct regular data audits to make sure the process is happening irregularly. Trust and collaboration. Establishing trust between the vendor and customer itself is a task. So here maybe by investing more in relationship building activities to developing clear communication channels, etc., would help in this. The third challenge is performance monitoring. How do we evaluate a vendor managed inventory's performance? So here we may come up with better KPIs, we may implement monitoring tools, we may have regular reviews happening with vendors, etc. So, what are the few considerations for implementation? One, communication and training. All the stakeholders involved in VMI implementation should be trained properly, be it the employee, the vendor, or the customer. Everybody have to be properly trained and communicated about the change in practice. Uh, the contract that is established, the legal contract that is established between the partners, has to have all the points related to liability, risk allocation, confidentiality, etc., clearly mentioned. Um, the VMI process entirely, the VMI system can be designed keeping in consideration the scalability and flexibility of the business. Say I've designed a VMI only for 100 units, and all of a sudden my business scales up to 10,000 units, and the VMI does not do the necessary, will not work out. So we have to make sure that the VMI takes into consideration the scalability and flexibility aspect as well. So, in conclusion, a vendor managed inventory presents a compelling opportunity for organizations to enhance the overall supply chain efficiency. Like a VMI is of great help in reducing the costs, improving customer service, and collaboratively managing all the inventory practices.